Hey loves, I'm back, and this time I'm going to show you how to use a closure. Yes, that is a closure in this Slade hairstyle. So right now this is the braiding pattern that we're going to be using, and the closure is what we're going to be putting up front, and the install, and the rest is history. So just keep watching and let's get started. So right now she's fully shampooed, and I'm actually molding her hair down. May not be necessary for you, but I did this so that when I go to shave her hair on the sides and in the back, it would lay the way I need it. This is that braid pattern again. And so now I'm just lining her up and getting a lot of the extra hair out of the way. And towards the end of the styling, I'll go back in and be a little bit more detailed. Now this is the closure that we will be using. I'm going to be putting this on top of her head, and it is actually already applied to a wig cap. So I'll show you that in just a few. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and lay all her flyaways down, and I'm using the Got2b, the yellow tube, and I'm just going to use my dryer on a cool setting. And this just makes the hair stay put when I'm trying to apply her closure. Now I'm putting just a little freeze spray, and that's so it doesn't shift as well. And then I'm going to apply her closure right on top of that. So as I said, as you can see here, it's already on a wig cap. I always do my sew-ins with netting. This time I did a flesh tone netting, and this was because I didn't want the average or the regular black cap to show through with this platinum hair. And you can get these wig caps from Amazon. That's where I ordered this one. And right now I'm just going to go ahead and start to stitch this closure down to the braid that I have underneath. And it's just traditionally how you would normally stitch it. I'm going to go on the other side and stitch it as well. And I actually stitched the entire cap down. So after I stitched the closure to the braid, I continue stitching the entire cap down as well. And I'm just making just a small little part in here, and this is just to anchor that closure so it doesn't shift as I continue to add her wefts in. It's the same as if you were doing like a bob or like a really long sew-in. You want to make certain that that closure does not move. So that's all I'm doing. And now I'm going around the back, and this is to seal the cap on all that other braided area. Now once that's done, I'm going to go in and cut the excess cap off. Now this part needs really no explanation. I'm just going in, I'm starting right at the bottom of where her braid begins, and I'm stitching her wefts. And I'm going to go back and forth until I get about to the top of her head. And then I go, it's kind of hard to say, I want to say side to side, so to speak. Well, you'll be able to see that in the next clip coming up. So I went back and forth, and on her left side I started to kind of curve it so that the hair that's supposed to fall over her left ear would be going parallel to her ear. And then I got to a certain point, which is right here, and then I'm going to actually take this straight across so that it lays on the same angle as the end of the closure. And this is so that when I take the hair of hers that's laying down right now, I can actually use that to comb over and hide both the closure and the weft. Lord, I hope that makes any sense. If not, if you have any questions, you can definitely leave them in the comment box down below. Right now I'm going to section out some of the hairline right in the front. And actually I would have done this off of the face, but she has a very prominent hairline, and because it's black it would have shown through the actual cap itself. And I couldn't put a stocking cap on because of course it's only half of her head that's being sewn in. So what I did was I just added a little bit more of the Got to Be, and I'm applying this just to keep that in place, and I'm going to use a neck strip to hold it down. I'm not really going to create baby hairs. It'll somewhat be, but it's really more so just so that her hair does not show through the actual net, or the lace I should say, on the closure. So now I'm going in and I'm just razoring the rest of the hair into the style that I want. And then I'll go in with my shears and clean it up just a little bit more in detail. Okay, now I'm just thumbing through the actual curls themselves. I don't want to comb them out completely, and I'm doing these large pin curls off to the side. This is just going to give me a little more freedom to be able to take care of that little hair that's in the front under the neck strip. So I'm pinning that away so that the curl still keeps its shape, but it's not in my way. And then I'm going to nicely peel this off and razor the fine hairs right there at the edge. And I'm using the Got to Be, but this is now in the black tube. It is a lot more forgiving. It allows you to kind of maneuver it a little bit better than when you use the white pasty one, which is in the yellow tube. And as you see, I'm not trying to do anything too fancy. I'm just camouflaging because her bangs is actually going to cover the bulk of that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get these sides prepared to be shaved. Okay, now the fun part. So I'm going to go ahead and comb this out, and just for demonstration I am going to show you what it looks like if it was styled over her eye, which of course is the way I would love it. But realistically, we definitely want to be able to see. We want our clients to be able to see. So I'm just going to show you just what it looks like, and then afterwards I'm going to comb it a little bit more off her face. And might I add, this is probably about 11 or 12 o'clock at night. We got a late start, and she literally has a trip that she's taking off for the next morning. So we're just trying to get it in and make sure that she slays before she goes. So y'all are looking at two exhausted people. I'm about 12-13 hours in at this point. She just came in off of the road, getting back on the road, but we made it happen. This is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. So if you'd like to see more videos like this or have any videos in mind, let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget, give this video a thumbs up and of course subscribe. And as always, bye loves.